Day 100.
Wow. Construction day 100. That's a milestone. So we said we were going to have this build done 180 days. So we're at 100, so we got 80 days to go. Again, it's not a race. We hope to be done. That was a topic of discussion with the contractor the other day, that hour-and-a-half meeting that we had. And I asked him, I said, you still feel pretty confident? And he said yes. He said things will go quickly once the roof is done. Things will start moving right along. So if we're not done at 180, that's okay. 190, 200, it's all good. Obviously, we don't want to sacrifice quality just to hit a number. We're happy where we're at in the townhome. We can go month to month after our 6-month lease is up, which is up, I believe, next month. And everything is good. So will we continue to shoot for the 180? 100%. Will we make it? Only God knows. So we'll figure that out. So while I'm standing here, let me zoom down. Can you see the fence that the owner of the subdivision is making? I mentioned it a long time ago. Haven't shown it on camera, but look how good it looks. He made it to match the original fence on that end of his property, but now it turns, it comes all the way up here to separate the cows' pasture to his garden area. So it just looks fantastic. It's a cloudy day today. It was 75% chance of rain, and it's been good all day. And we were sitting here going, wow, it's 3:45, and it hasn't rained. So we're another lucky day, and now we're here just doing our opening here at the end of the day. And guess what? It's starting to sprinkle. You can see the clouds that's starting to come over the mountain. It's starting to sprinkle here. And this is probably the chilliest day of the year. So here's Wilma standing behind me. She's got a jacket on. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's pretty chilly. So I'm not exactly sure if there's a low pressure coming in or not. I guess it's just because it's cloudy and it's getting ready to rain. But it definitely feels a little chilly today. So we had a real good time yesterday showing you guys the service of Mitsubishi Dumageddon. We got the same exact great service in Armok as well. So Mitsubishi Armok. It was the same look of the building. The bays were the same. The procedures was the same. The unbelievable customer service was the same. So very happy. But I wanted to show you the differences between service, not just in the customer service, but what some of the things that they do. So we're very happy with Mitsubishi, and I'm just going to assume that Nissan or Toyota, Isuzu will have the same type of service. I don't know that, but very, very happy with the company of Mitsubishi, with their product, and of course how they treat you at the dealership. Very, very good. So day 100, big day. We did already shoot some updates because we left this update for the very end of the day. So we're going to go ahead and show you what we videoed. Alright, so the guys there put up the scaffolding. See, they added scaffolding there. That was already in place. And then they put some scaffolding over here. So what they're working on is they're using their Filipino level, and they're going across and putting the snap lines, the string line, all at level, going all the way across, getting ready to render the front. So they're using their level. They're getting the right thickness as well as level left to right, the bottom of the beam and the top for the 3 sections. So the section there, the main section, and then the third section over here. So that's what they're working on. And once they have everything level and string lines up, they'll go ahead and start rendering the main beam of the house. Here in the master bathroom, you can definitely see it's darker in here now that the roof is on. But today they started working on smoothing out the soap dish and shampoo and conditioner area in the master shower. So it looks pretty good. You still got to work on this back part, but you can see this is all smoothed out. Looks real good. So this is the tile we picked out. And can you see the error that we made? We made a design mistake. We made this 40 centimeters high. And the tile we picked out is 30 centimeters high. So that basically means we're going to have to cut a piece right here and then piece it in. Now we can put the pieces on the bottom and lift this up, and then with all the different soaps and conditioners and shampoos, it will block the grout line to some degree. Or since this is the tile that's going to be on the shower and the walls, maybe we put a different type of tile in the back. That's just a thought. And try to get it to be a 40 centimeter tile and have it just a different color in the back. And then I guess you would do the sides as well. So it would stand out. So this would be all the way around, and then a different tile here in the backing. So not sure what we're going to do yet, but we're going to call that a design error. And that's my mistake. And the reason why we made it so high is because Wilma normally buys very large bottles of conditioner. But I'm not sure that a large bottle would be taller than 30 centimeters. So we're just going to just say this is a mistake. But we're going to go ahead and see if the grout line is going to be okay. It does make sense to move this up and just have the grout line at the bottom, and then all the bottles here would be blocking it. Or, again, like I said, just have a different type of tile and just have it be a contrast. So we're going to have to think that through and pick what we think is best. So here in the master closet, you can see that they took some of the insulation and made little beds out of it. And what they do lunchtime is they roll these out onto the floor, and I guess this is where they're taking their siesta here in the master closet. The guys moved their break area to the kitchen. So they brought their table up from their bodega, and they have their food. Now, they do things a little different when it comes to break time. So actually lunchtime, and I've been calling it here lunchtime, that's 12 to 1. But that's not what they call it. They call their 10 o'clock break and their 3 p.m. break. They call that lunch. And then 12 to 1 is their siesta, is their sleep time. So I don't know if you noticed it or not, but the guys are usually could be found anywhere on the property, and they basically just put a towel or a shirt over their face, and they take a nap between 12 and 1, but they eat at 10 and 3. So a little different from what I'm used to. We can see the guys. They got the rice. They got some eggs here. They got some fish. I see some sardines. I see some hot dog, some ham. So a little bit of everything. And they're taking their break. All right, so here in the main living space, looks like Robert is doing 2 doorways at once. So I've watched him for the last couple of hours. And look how nice he has this already. He's been working on this for a couple of hours. So this one was a little different. The space between the hollow block and the actual frame was several inches. So he was able to just, on both sides, just force in that wet cement. And he made sure that it got, in this void area. But what he did was he worked a pass only up to this area. Didn't do the top. He put a little up there, but not much. But he worked the sides and then stopped. And then what he would do is he would come over to this side and then do the same thing. And what he's been doing, you can see he's not quite as far along here. But you see how he's putting it in and then letting it set up a little bit. So see how rough it is in there? And he's working it up, and then now you can see up there, it's barely anything done. So he's been working it from the bottom up, and then once he gets it to a certain point, he switches and goes back to the other doorway that had 30-45 minutes to set up. And then what he does is he starts smoothing it out, and he's just been going back and forth. So I guess that's just to keep him productive and time for this to set up, because the concrete here, I've said it many times, it sets up so fast. You put very wet cement in here, and within an hour it's relatively dry because of the heat. But you can see he's still got the top to do, so that's still rough, but he does have some cement in there. So he filled the void that's in the frame. So that's all filled, but yet above it's not. So they're giving it time to set up, and then he'll come in and put more on top. So that's the way they do it. And then he also has a sponge and water, and then he comes through and he's constantly wiping this, getting the concrete off, not letting it set up too much. But looks like real nice job. And now he switched over to this side, and now he's working the middle section of this side. So that's his method of doing 2 door jams at one time. Nice job, Robert. So here in the carport, yesterday I said how good this looked and that they still needed to smooth this out, but I actually misspoke. This is grade, so they only finish and render to grade, but they don't want to leave the hollow block exposed. So they do put concrete on it, and they just let it set, because this is all going to be backfilled with dirt. So there's no need to waste that labor of making it look all smooth when it's going to be filled with dirt. So I asked that question yesterday, and they said no, that's going to be grade. So we don't want the dirt to go up against the hollow block, so they just put cement to cover it, but they did not render it. So that's a correction from yesterday. So I mentioned yesterday that there's 3 panels of fencing that still needs to be done here on the west side. So Vince has been working on this today, so they're going to go with the exact same plan. 2 step down, they'll do 2 step down, and hopefully that'll carry out right to the end. But they did get almost another section done today, and then they pulled Vince off of this to go up to the never-ending painting of the carport. Alright, so the joke of the work site is this carport, and the guys have been laughing about it because it just seems like it never gets done. So This is like the fourth pass, but when you look, you can see there's still some red primer, and up there's a little red primer. So what they did today is they put two guys on it. So we have Edlin and Vince, who are up here, just climbed up here about half hour ago, and they're going through, just making sure that everything is painted, because Felix is getting very close to getting the roofing on the carport, because he's wrapping up the dirty kitchen today. So again, it's kind of like the joke of the work site. It just seems like they do the touch up of the black paint, and then you come in the next morning and there's more red staring at us. So we're all laughing about it. But they put two guys up, and let's hope that it gets done today. All right, so they got the snap lines in. Everything is ready to go. So right after break, they put Dino up on the scaffolding, and he's going to town. He's starting to render the main beams. I'll get a little closer. You guys all know his technique, right? They take that sand cement mix. See if I can zoom here. Zoom in a little bit. And there he goes. He just, the first coat is really just thrown on. And they do just a little bit of smoothing. And then once he has that covered, whatever area he's going to do, they let it sit about 45 minutes, and then same procedure, start smoothing it out. So can't wait to see this main beam. And you guys know it's the main look of the house as well as the windows. So I'm happy to see that they're starting to render the front of the house.